Hello, welcome back to Circuit Place. Today's video is going to be about our 0-point system. So this is the laptop that we use to benchmark all other laptops against, and it helps us kind of understand what type of scores to give out. This is the MacBook Pro 16 with the M3 Max, the full 16-core CPU, 40-core GPU, 1 terabyte, so base SSD. But that should tell you all you need to know, that we use it as our 0-point system. This is as close to the most well-rounded, perfect laptop you're going to be able to find. There's a few caveats I'll get to in a minute that may or may not keep it from being the right laptop for you, but it's an incredible laptop. And also, I haven't gone over this yet in any of these videos, so I want to quick give you a rundown on how we score laptops, and then I'll give you the score for this one. We'll get into those caveats and finish this up. There's 3 categories that we use. Number 1 is overall user experience, and that's broken down into I/O, display, speakers, the battery life, then the ergonomics, and some intangibles. And second category is performance. We break that down into web browsing, productivity, then creativity and gaming, and then AI, performance and abilities. And then lastly, the third category is value, and that's broken down into, we divide the 1 and 2 categories, 1 and 2 divided by the price, give you an overall value. And then also something that I'm not sure I've seen before, but is very common in the auto review industry, and that's power to weight ratio, which I think is exciting. So that rewards laptops that are lightweight but still have a lot of power, and I think that's a pretty incredible feat. And that includes battery life in that calculation as well. And then lastly, resale value estimate, as best we can estimate how much you could get out of it after a few years of ownership, because that's important to the purchase price, right? If you pay a lot but you're also going to be able to sell it for a decent amount, that helps. So anyway, those are the 3 categories. And this M3 Max MacBook Pro 16-inch, as I mentioned at the beginning, scores very high. So overall user experience score is 4.5 out of 5. Performance, also 4.5 out of 5. And then value, it gets a 4 out of 5. And part of that is just because this thing stickers for $4,000. Now, right now you should be able to find it anywhere from 5 to 10% off. So that's a little bit of savings there, but not a cheap laptop, expensive. So performance, it's incredible. It's one of the fastest laptops you'll see for regular web browsing, for productivity, for video editing. It's incredibly fast. It tore through our DaVinci Resolve test render in 15 seconds. It's a 4K with several effects test render in 15 seconds. It's very, very fast. Gaming is going to be a little bit limited by the fact that it runs Mac OS, but it did well in our Company of Heroes 2 FPS test, got 58 FPS. And then for AI performance, it's got a dedicated NPU, integrated right into the chip. And so all those machine learning things that you can do, they're still limited in terms of how useful they might be to you. But if you're using like AI photo upscaling, something like that, this thing will tear through it at a pretty incredible rate. User experience I/O, it's got a great keyboard, one of the best, an incredible large force touch trackpad. Port selection is great. On one side you've got the MagSafe magnetic charging, awesome, 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports and a headphone jack. The other side you got a full-size HDMI and I don't know what other size there would be, I guess. And then you also have another Thunderbolt 4 port as well as a full-size SD card reader. So the port selection has gotten much better with these over the years, and it's incredible. Battery life, wow. So it's a very high performance laptop. It's not going to get quite the battery life of the lower powered M3 Pro version, but real world battery life test results for us came to 14 hours and 15 minutes. So you can expect roughly 14 hours of battery life for yourself in real world usage, which is incredible. That's a mix of real intense usage and a lot of lighter and medium usage as well. And then the ergonomics, it's incredible build quality. Apple's been known for that, and they always do such a good job. There's no creaks, there's no flex, there's no in the keyboard deck, nothing. It's just a very well made laptop. It's an aluminum finish that feels very nice to the touch, and this is space black, the one we've got here, and it's got this fingerprint resistant coating that seems to work very well. I was surprised. So it's not a fingerprint magnet like you would think it is. It is. So here's the things that I don't love about it. This is why it got an overall score combined of 4.5 out of 5 and not 5 out of 5. 1, it's 4.8 pounds. Now it's a 16-inch laptop with a lot of horsepower. I get it, but anymore in 2024. I've been spoiled by lighter laptops, and I would love to see them get this closer to 4 pounds. So a little bit of ding there. It's not a touchscreen. Again, it's a MacBook, so obviously it's not a touchscreen, but that's less functionality. If you get a Windows laptop, chances are you can get a touchscreen, and so that's a little minor ding. It may not be at all for you, but just a little bit minor ding. And then, of course, lastly is the price we already discussed. It's expensive. It starts out at $4,000. All right, so we understand then that this is an incredible laptop. Why might it not be for you? Number one, $4,000. Depending on your budget, this might just be out of your price range. It either is or it isn't. If you're using it for work, if you're a business user, something like that, you can count it as a business expense. That might help somewhat, and also it would probably change what your budget is. If it's for personal use, maybe you're wealthy, you got the $4,000 to spend, but a lot of people that's going to be steep and a little bit out of their price range. And to be honest with you, unless you're a professional user, the M3 Pro version is going to be more than enough performance. So it probably isn't for you if price is an issue at all. Number two, it runs Mac OS. So if your workflow is Windows, or that's all you're used to, if you're very set in the Windows ecosystem, then this is not for you. Also, if you're a hardcore gamer, this is again Mac OS. It's not going to be able to run all the latest AAA games. Those run on Windows generally exclusively. There's a few exceptions, but if you're a gamer, this is not for you. And then lastly, if you need high levels of portability, again, this is the 16-inch model. It's 4.8 pounds. It's less than 3/4 of an inch thick, but it has a decent footprint. And 4.8 pounds, you will feel it in your backpack. If you're flying around all the time, traveling a lot, and you want something lighter weight, then this is not for you. However, if none of those three strikes count for you, then I would highly recommend that you consider this laptop. 4.5 stars. It's a great laptop. The M3 Max MacBook Pro 16. You can find it at Apple's store, online, or in person on Best Buy, Amazon, so many different places. But I hope this video has been helpful for you. If it has, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, as there will be many more videos like this coming out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day.